Catching up to the twins' attacks, Quinn threw a quick kick from the side. Blood Crescent Kick! A large red aura immediately consumed the twins' attacks, and they dashed into the darkness. Annoyed at this, the twins ran forward. "Stop getting!" one of the Quinn said. "In our way!" the other finished the other's sentence. Making sure to make eye contact with one of them, Quinn activated his daze skill. "Daze successful." One of the twins immediately stopped as they felt a chill run down their spine. They didn't know what it was, but it was as if their bodies were being controlled. The other ran forward, unaware of what was happening to the other. Throwing out a fast punch, the twin was prepared to block the attack, lifting his two arms in an X-like shape, but the attack never came. Suddenly, he felt a heavy fist in his stomach. "Blood spray!" At the same time as the punch was released, Quinn used his blood spray at close range, sending one of them flying back. By now, the other had been released from the daze, and came charging forward, hoping to help out his brother. A kick was released at an amazing speed. Using the power of the wind behind his kick, rather than releasing it as an attack at the end, he was able to speed up his attack considerably. Seeing this, Quinn decided to match him toe-to-toe, throwing out a kick of his own just as fast. The two legs clashed mid-air as both of their shins struck each other. "Who is this person?" the twin thought. "He's just as fast as me, and I have beast gear on as well as using my wind abilities. The gear he's wearing doesn't look like it's made from high-level beasts, so what could it be?" While in the middle of this thought, he could see a flurry of fists coming towards him. He had knocked away the first one and attempted to block the second, moving his head to the side. Once again, just like with his brother, the attack that was meant to come had never come, and a fist came out from a different direction altogether, hitting him right on the head and knocking him down to the ground. With this attack, Quinn decided to not use his blood spray. 22 of 95 HP. Using the spray with his punches once in a while, and the blood swipe would continuously lower his HP. It was the big downside of using the blood abilities. Still, with the phantom punch, other than his mind feeling more tired as he used it, he had another skill he could rely on. Both Andy and Andre, including the beast, were busy with Fex, but from the corner of their eyes, they could see that the strange figure had easily dealt with two of their men. This surprised Andre. The two Quinn had dealt with weren't weak. They were strong and had gone on countless Orange Planet expeditions. They even survived and escaped a confrontation with a king-tier beast. It was why Andre wasn't worried about them and continued to deal with the Bloodsucker, but he had never expected this. Looking at Andre's fight against Fex, Quinn could tell he was strong. All three of them were evenly matched against him. Even with Quinn's speed increase and power increase, he wasn't as strong as Fex in his current form. With the little HP he currently had, on top of no longer having any MC points to use his shadow ability, Quinn didn't want to do anything stupid like confront Andre and Andy. He quickly popped the lid of the flask, and straight away he was able to smell the sweet aroma of blood coming from it. "I hope this works," Quinn said, and just like that, Fex turned his head, catching the same smell as Quinn. Now, this was the hard part. Immediately, Quinn started to run off in the direction of the tower, and Fex chased after him. Both of them ran down the street into the darkness. Both of them were now invisible, since they were no longer in the sticky lights that Logan had shot on the street. "Should we chase after the two of them, sir?" Andy asked. Looking at the two, Andre found it strange. It didn't seem like the creature was following the strange masked man like he was his master. Instead, it looked like he was trying to... "Leave them be. We have to go back and check up on the students," Andre replied. Quinn started running at full speed, activating his windwalk boots, but he knew it would be useless with the great speed of the Bloodsucker. The only thing he could do was run into buildings to slow Fex down. While Quinn was able to navigate smoothly through them, Fex would bang into several items, or use his brute force to smash into them. "This should be far enough," Quinn thought. In one of the abandoned buildings, there was an empty large room. He quickly placed the flask on the floor and ran aside. He was still unsure if Fex would continue chasing after him or go after the flask. When Fex reached the flask on the floor, he immediately picked it up, using its clawed hands. He shook the flask and poured the contents into his mouth without allowing a drop of it to touch the floor. Once the flask was empty, the Bloodsucker started to sway, as if he was drunk and was about to collapse on the floor. And soon after, he did. While looking at the body from a distance, it looked like the body was starting to shrink. "Well, I'm glad that's over with," Quinn said. While Fex was busy going back to his regular self, Quinn looked out the window and at the tower. It now was only a few buildings away. "I wonder what's in there." Andre and Andy decided to not chase the strange creature and went over to check up on the twins. They were no longer on the floor in pain. Their armor had managed to take most of the damage, but still, the strikes and attacks they received were powerful enough to knock the two of them down. "Who was that guy?" one of the twins said as he accepted Andre's hand to stand up from the ground. "I'm not sure. I haven't seen that ability before either," Andre replied. "Most likely an original that's on this planet or an independent traveler." "What? Was it that strong that we hadn't seen it before?" the other twin replied. It was their job to know who was on the orange portal planet with them. After all, they would be working together and exchanging information while on the planet. They were sure that other than the military, they held the second highest position of power as one of the big four on this planet. There were other shelters around, but these two were the most renowned, and where most civilians would take refuge due to their reputation. "Hey, I think you better come and take a look at this," Andy shouted to the others. The three of them prodded along, and when their eyes made contact with what Andy was looking at, the two twins nearly keeled over from the shock. That's the king-tiered beast we fought against before," the twins shouted. They had fought several times against the king beast as a team without Andre, so they knew the strength of the beast. They couldn't believe that what had caused them so much trouble was now dead on the ground. "What do you think happened?" Andy asked. Andre then knelt beside the beast and started fleshing out certain parts of the beast's cadaver. They knew what he was doing. He was looking for the beast's crystal. Only after fleshing out several different areas of the body with his small dagger did he finally find the crystal. It was located where the human heart would be, slightly to the left of the middle of the chest. The extracted crystal didn't look common at all. It was clearer and wasn't as murky and cloudy as lower-tiered crystals. But there was something far different in this crystal. It was the fact that it didn't radiate any light at all. Usually, an extracted beast crystal would give off a glow. It would pulsate with energy, as if the crystal was a living being. However, the crystal in Andre's hands didn't give off any light at all. "I'm surprised. There's still a crystal inside? How come it wasn't extracted?" one of the twins said. "Perhaps it was killed recently," Andy replied. "Also, the fact that there is no glow would suggest that the beast has gone into a type of rage mode." Hearing this, the twins gulped. They remembered how tough and frightening it was to fight this beast without it going into a type of rage mode. To be honest, the two felt lucky to be alive fighting against such a beast. "Perhaps the creature and the strange man from before were the ones that killed it?" Andy said. "They were the only ones here at the time." "No," Andre replied. "There were others here as well." While saying this, Andre looked in the direction of Vorden and the others. When they had arrived, it seemed like they were in combat with the strange creature. "They were here before us, and they might have seen something. They might have some answers for us."
Hi, Quinn here. Wondering what happens next? If you want to jump the queue and unleash all episodes, click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app.